Cambridge City Council now be in session. Would you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Conaway.
Here.
Evancho.
Here.
Laufman.
Here.
Leonard.
Here.
Marlin.
Here.
McMillan. Wolverton.
Here.
Mr. Marlin.
I make a motion we excuse Councilman McMillan.
Mr. Wolverton.
I second that motion.
All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, and that motion is granted. Reading of the minutes. Mr. Marlin.
I make a motion we dispense with the reading of the minutes. Place on file.
Mr. Conway.
Second.
All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, and that motion is granted as well. Mayor's report. Mayor Orr.
Make a motion we dispense.
Seems like a lively group up here tonight, or maybe it's me, I don't know. Got a couple things in front of us. Kim Conrath, Code Enforcement Officer, requests appropriate $90.10 to services by contract. And 2, Mark Delancey, Chief of Police, request appropriate $300 to police vehicles.
Both of those will be sent to Finance.
And then I have the proverbial little mentions here. Whether you knew it or not, and most of you should have known it, we ducked severe flooding over the weekend, and we want to thank the good Lord for sparing us that aggravation. We did have our floodgates shut, and we expected to really take it on the chin. And, you know, we didn't want to cause panic or anything, but we knew it was going to get significant, and it did not happen. So we opened the gates up over the weekend. No one even knew it for the most part. I mean, we had the statewide bulletins and stuff, and we knew we were in the know, but as far as blowing it out of proportion. Just a footnote, the administration, I was thinking today I'd like to at least tell the council, over the last year, because we are moving to the Huntington building for the police department, the land that we have been kind of, unfortunately, just taking over a piece at a time just to kind of clean up some things. It's still there. We plan on maintaining it. We want to control what does go down there a little bit. I think it goes without saying. But we talked to a couple builders, and they've kind of pull our leg a little bit and tell us some things, but they don't really activate too much. So if any of you have any neat little ideas there, wouldn't mind hearing that. Same time, it's not going anywhere. It's as clean as it's been for a while, so we'll just go with it as we complete some of our other tasks. But might be some neat options. And of course, the Dreamers call about every other week, but when it comes down to getting old green out, seems like we kind of break contact there a little bit. So anyhow, food for thought. Downtown Main Street had their dance over the weekend. Taking on a personal note, I took care of that one for you, so that one went well. And I hope we'll leave it at that. But and the police department phase 1 is well underway. If you haven't noticed that, drive down Turner Avenue and do a loop tonight, and you'll notice that you won't be entering the back parking lot without a pass. The construction crews hit last week. We signed our paperwork about 2 weeks, and a lot of times when that happens, they kind of mess around. I don't know, it just seems like a lag time in between. Mm-hmm. We signed the paperwork on that, and they landed paratroopers and everything. It was really kind of neat. So they're on it down there, so away we go. Browns Heights water line, through council a while back, we kind of passed that, and they're gathering their equipment, and we are seeing some activity come over you know, they were always looking for all the hot wires and different things like that. What is that you do, Jack? When you go looking for utilities? Yeah, okay, what?
Locate.
That's it, locate, that's it, locate. The pothole crews are never stopped running, and unfortunately they're behind. It doesn't take a genius to see that. But at the same time, compared to most places, I'll take our town against some of the other ones I've been in. In fact, Saturday, kudos to them. We had a call out for something else. Our policy says they get 3 hours, and we held them for 3, and we hit the viaduct that day. So traffic, believe it or not, is a little calmer on the viaduct on Saturday than during the week. So Tommy's crew went ahead and hit that. Cambridge girls basketball team won the sectionals over the weekend. Kudos to that team. They've had some banners this year. They've had the most wins. I do believe they have a 1,000-point score and a rebounder on that team. That's a first. and just a lot of neat things going on there. So we want to say, and actually in the county, I think we had 4 teams win the sectional, which last I checked, that hadn't happened in girls basketball. I'd have to dig into the records, but 4 in the county at the same time, I don't think so. That might be a record. Of course, Bill Kessler's thinking right now. He'll crank me later on that one. That's all right. Spring cleanup's on the calendar already. It'll be May 11th and 12th. Now, being how this is the end of February, when the sun comes out, that's a long time away. But I happen to see a few people trying to stockpile right now. That's a no-no. So if you could dissipate some of that trash now and rebuild another pile by the time that comes, we'd appreciate that. Property code's warming up in the bullpen. Again, we're seeing some challenges out there. We're trying to be nice. Weather's been kind of goofy. We get it. But sometimes a ladder and hammer and nail might be needed on a few of those gutters out there. And we'll just kind of go with it from there. But and then on another note, we did powwow with the county on our land revitalization land bank. That's the official name, land revitalization. Because in other words, it's been land dormant and messed up. We're going to put it in the land bank, clean it up a little bit, send it back out, and hopefully people like this guy over here to my right will have something to do. But, activity, get things moving a little bit. So we're going to be in Quaker City for the first demo. And we thought since the county's the umbrella it's under, it's only fitting that the land banks start out in the county. So our first one's going to be this Wednesday. And I have the address on my desk, but I guess I didn't put it in my little notes. So anyhow, Quaker City, here we come Wednesday. That's about all I have. I'm sure there's some others, but Council President.
Any questions of the mayor this evening? Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Move on to the city attorney, Mr. Ferguson. Thank you, sir. Communications.
I have a request to the council from Cambridge Main Street. Cambridge Main Street respectfully requests City Council's approval to apply for liquor permits for the following 2018 events: June 1st, First Friday, June 16th, National Road Bike Show and Rib Fest, July 6th, First Friday, and September 22nd, Fall Festival.
Okay, to entertain a motion to send this to City Services.
Services, yes.
Mr. Leonard,
Yes, I make a motion, we send that to City Services.
Mr. Wolverton.
I second the motion.
All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion is granted. Next, please.
I have the minutes from the February the 7th zoning and planning hearing.
Mr. Marlin,
I make a motion, we accept and place on file.
Mr. Loffman.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion is granted. That it?
That's it.
Okay, reports of committees.
Report of Finance Committee, February the 20th. We recommend that council adopt a resolution to authorize the mayor and safety director to sign any and all related documents pertaining to the USDA loan.
Any questions of the committee on that report? Next, please.
Report of Finance Committee, February the 20th. We recommend that council pass an ordinance authorizing the Cambridge Fire Department to apply for the 2018 Division of EMS grant.
Any questions of the committee on that report? Next, please.
Report of Finance Committee, February the 20th. We recommend that council pass an ordinance establishing park seasonal employee pay rates.
Are there any questions on that report? Next, please.
Report of Finance Committee. We recommend that the following transfers and appropriations be approved. Appropriate $255 to Code Enforcement Services by contract. Appropriate $8,000 to insurance reimbursement. Appropriate $575 to police travel and school. Appropriate $7,157 to insurance reimbursement.
Any questions on the final report there? Okay, we'll move on to unfinished business. Does anybody have anything under unfinished business? We'll move to the audience portion. Anybody in the audience who wishes to speak, approach the microphone, state your name and address. And
If I may, I have just a few handouts I can pass down.
sure, absolutely. We normally have a 5-minute limit, so with that in mind, welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you taking a moment to listen to me this evening. I'd like to introduce myself. My name's Christopher Wilson. I'm with Southeast Ohio Building Department. We are in your community currently. We actually opened our office down at the county engineers building today. We're going to try to man that office on Monday and Wednesdays from 9 until 3 o'clock for commercial activity in the county. The reason that I wanted to take an opportunity and speak with you this evening was so that if someone in the community was to approach you and ask you in regards to another building department being in the area, yes, there is another building department. We do not currently serve the city of Cambridge. We can at your leisure. It's something that you can look into. We can have that discussion. If you have any questions, I'll answer those. Currently, you are working with Muskingum County, also known as Mid-East Ohio Building Department. That is the person that will be working with you as you do your transitions with your buildings. But the biggest thing that I wanted to do this evening wasn't to kind of come in and blindside anybody. It was more to let you know who I am, who we are, which is part of the flyer and business card that I handed out, and also so that you know who to reach out to if somebody had any questions. We're not here to hinder or change. We're also here to give you an opportunity to maybe change the business practices of those that design and work in your community. Our services, we are based electronically now. Also, plan submissions, those that work commercially, you could submit things electronically. The reviews are done electronically. The customer portal that we're actually enacting in probably the second quarter now, the customers can actually see what's happening in their area. They'll log on to our website and track what's happening, where they can look up and see if their neighbor got a permit. The nice thing that I'd like to bring to your attention is that we're also a service as far as a residential building department. Currently, we only do the commercial in the county. We take care of 4 counties, but we have the staffing to do residential. So if it's something that the city of Cambridge would be interested in looking into, I know that I've spoke with some local contractors. I served the area for 10 years prior to taking over Washington County. That's something that we can provide, and we'll have an office here locally for you. That's the main reason I stopped, sir. I appreciate your time.
Well, appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. Okay, anybody else for the audience portion? We'll move on to new business. Anything under new business? Seeing nothing, we'll move to ordinances and resolutions.
Resolution authorizing the mayor and safety director to sign any and all related documents pertaining to the USDA loan.
Mr. Conway?
Motion to suspend.
Mr. Evancho?
I'll second the motion.
Roll call on the suspension, please.
Wolverton?
Yes.
Marlin?
Yes.
Evancho?
Yes.
Loffman?
Yes.
Conaway?
Yes.
Leonard?
Yes.
Mr. Marlin?
I make a motion we pass.
Mr. Evancho?
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion? Roll call on the motion, please.
Leonard?
Yes.
Conaway?
Yes.
Loffman?
Yes.
Marlin?
Yes.
Wolverton?
Yes.
Evancho?
Yes.
That ordinance is declared adopted. Next, please.
An ordinance authorizing the Cambridge Fire Department to apply for the 2018 Division of EMS grant.
Mr. Leonard.
Motion to suspend?
Mr. Wolverton.
Second the motion.
Roll call on the suspension, please.
Loffman?
Yes.
Leonard?
Yes.
Evancho?
Yes.
Conaway?
Yes.
Wolverton?
Yes.
Marlin?
Yes.
Mr. Evancho
Motion to pass.
and Mr. Marlin.
Second to pass.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Conaway?
Yes.
Leonard?
Yes.
Loffman?
Yes.
Marlin?
Yes.
Wolverton?
Yes.
Evancho?
Yes.
And that ordinance is declared adopted. Next, please.
An ordinance of transfers and appropriations.
Mr. Loffman,
Motion to suspend.
Mr. Conaway.
Second the motion.
Roll call on the suspension, please.
Evancho?
Yes.
Wolverton?
Yes.
Marlin?
Yes.
Loffman?
Yes.
Leonard?
Yes.
Conaway?
Yes.
Mr. Wolverton,
Motion to pass.
Mr. Evancho.
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Marlin?
Yes.
Wolverton?
Yes.
Evancho?
Yes.
Leonard?
Yes.
Conaway?
Yes.
Loffman?
Yes.
And that ordinance is declared adopted. Next, please.
An ordinance establishing park seasonal employee pay rates.
Mr. Wolverton,
Motion to suspend.
Mr. Marlin.
Second to suspend.
Roll call on the suspension, please.
Wolverton?
Yes.
Marlin?
Yes.
Evancho?
Yes.
Loffman?
Yes.
Conaway?
Yes.
Leonard?
Yes.
Mr. Conway
Motion to pass.
and Mr. Evancho.
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Leonard?
Yes.
Conaway?
Yes.
Laufman?
Yes.
Marlin?
Yes.
Wolverton?
Yes.
Evancho?
Yes.
And that ordinance is declared adopted. Miscellaneous, Mr. Rancho.
Yes, the Finance Committee will meet next Monday, March 5th at 4:30. And I also just wanted to add, I appreciated everybody's support in the city that came up, and actually just the condolences that they gave my family for the passing of my mother, Mary, this past week. It really shows how close this whole group is. I was a little bit overwhelmed, and just wanted to thank everybody for their support. It was much appreciated.
She had a good life, and she's got a wonderful family, so.
Thank you.
City services.
City services will meet shortly after, on the 5th as well.
We need to set a time, or
4:45 usually.
4:45?
4:45,
Immediately
yeah.
following? Okay. Thanks, Jeff. Yes, sir.
On the legislative, we tabled, did any of that information come in that we could bring that off the table? And
I have not received anything
Okay.
yet.
thank you.
Okay. Ms. Kessler.
Well, just a little bit of fluff since our last meeting. We have a new dad amongst us, and I just wanted to extend congratulations to Councilman Conaway and his wife on the birth of their son. Looking forward to meeting him.
Thank you.
You don't look half bad for a new dad.
Don't feel half bad, yeah.
That's good stuff. Well, congratulations, Brian.
Thank you.
It's good stuff. Anything else under miscellaneous? If not, Mr. Marlin.
Before we adjourn, I'd like to ask Councilman Conaway what the baby's name is.
To answer Council Marlin's question, it's Jack Edison Conaway.
Wonderful name. I make a motion, we adjourn.
We'll get a head shrinking equipment in here for the next meeting.
Council President, next meeting, we start, open up, he gets the job.
Gotcha.
Hey, or you have no power in here.
We've not really,
Motion, we adjourn again.
we will adjourn.
But I hated it.
Thank you.